It's a good day. Learned a lot. Was reminded of a lot. Reminded of things I didn't want to remember. And then was reminded to do things that I shouldn't be doing, which I can't stand. We'll get to that. Kicked off the day, 10 a.m. workout. Well, that's not really where my day kicked off, but where these events kicked off. 10 a.m. workout. CrossFit Mafia, they're starting a new class time. They normally do 8 and 9 on the weekends, but they're starting at 10, and that thing was slamming, packed to the gills. And the workout was a repeat from 2018, open workout 18.1. And that's as many rounds and reps in 20 minutes of 8 toes to bar, 10 hang dumbbell clean and jerks, which really turn into a dumbbell swing, smash it into your deltoid, and try and bounce it off your deltoid overhead. There's nothing clean about the damn thing. Finish with 12 calories, 14 calories on the rower. I showed up to class a little late, so all the rowers were taken. I ended up doing it on an assault bike, which in some ways I actually think is easier on an assault bike because the workout as written, it's a lot of pulling, a lot of grip, and on top of the fitness, that just sneaks up on you. So I think that's pretty brutal. But I liked my version today. What I didn't like is that I think maybe the gym owner or one of the coaches or Cassandra or maybe all of them asked me, "Are you going to beat your score from 2018?" And that's what they all sounded like too. Each one of them, when they asked their question, the voice changed. "You going to beat your score from 2018?" Nope, I'm not. Leave me alone. I think I was 2 rounds short. But I think this is a good question because I do think in some ways it's good to take a look back, see why you were where you were and why you are where you are right now. So I don't love it, but one of the reasons I do love the retests, and I'm not as fit as I was. I'm better at certain aspects of fitness, and I'm certainly worse at certain aspects of fitness. And I don't think this is a pursuit of, or an argument for mediocrity answer, but it's just kind of where things are at. And I don't know. I appreciate it. I like being reminded sometimes in the middle of a workout that, hey, there was a version of you that wouldn't be moving like a sad sack of garbage. But I enjoyed it. Got to work out in a big group. Always one of my favorite things. Lots of high fives. People having a good time. Sweating, laughing. So that was the morning. Then we took a little drive down to, there's a lot that happened after that. But anyway, the important part, took a little drive down to Denver, to the Denver Botanical Gardens. First time for me. Would go back. Would call them again. Liked it. They're doing obviously the outdoor plants are all kind of, dead or dormant or whatever plants do in the winter. I don't know if they hibernate. So I did learn a lot. They had the little signage out. It was cool to read about the different plants and trees, even though they didn't have any leaves on them, and they just look like a giant bush, a dead bush. They have like a light show down there for the holidays, and it's beautiful. I don't really like hanging up Christmas lights, so it was just neat seeing how much effort and time went into the artistry of them putting the lights up, the color combinations, little music playing. And as you kind of walk your way through the path, it's like a little bit disorienting. It's cool. And you really start to feel, some guy came up to us. He's like, "Let me ask you a question." And in my head, I'm like, "Please don't." And he goes, "Do you feel differently when you see, the different light setups?" And of course the answer is yes. But the more I thought about it, it was kind of interesting. It was like, we had just come out of this one part and it was like blue, and they had like these deer statues that were all lit up. It was kind of like this eerie vibe to it. Almost felt like Harry Potter. And then there was this tree that was lit up like a candy cane. We were cracking some jokes that's where candy canes come from, because I'm old now, and that's this kind of stupid things you say. It was a great time. And yeah, I got reprimanded by one of the, I don't know if they were volunteers. I think some of the people there were volunteers. Maybe they were all paid. Got reprimanded by kind of one of the, I don't know if he was a security guard, or he's like the protector of the lights. But anyway, there was a water feature. And of course, seeing how I'm 12, I was pretending to like slip and fall in and push Cassandra in. And I just heard this voice. This is a great way to reprimand anybody. I just heard this voice and it was, "Make good choices." I wanted to just turn around and be like, hey, man, you're not even wearing a hat and it's 20 degrees out. Shut up. But it was perfect, because it was like I felt like I was making a good choice. I was having a great time. I wasn't going to fall in the water, maybe setting a bad example for the 5-year-olds that were running around for their families. But I don't know, you got to fall in freezing cold water at least once in your life. Anyway, make good choices. It was so perfect to be told that as someone in their late 30s. I could probably use that more in my life. So hats off to that guy. It's the perfect thing to say. Gave me a good laugh. Told him thank you. Cleaned up my act. Made better choices. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. So huge recommend. I'm excited to go back next year. It's just pretty. Lights are cool. Oh, and yeah, I learned a lot. Learned a lot about the high plains, Colorado, plant life. It's good signs. I stumbled on one. There's these really cool pine trees called a bristlecone pine, which I think there's like multiple species that fall under that name. But these things, they live to be thousands of years old. I guess there was one cut down so on the sign was saying one was cut down in Nevada in the early 60s, and it was 4,900 years old. That's insane to me. Nature always blows my mind. Like you just lift the hood a little bit up on nature, and you just start finding out stuff that you're like, that's got to be magic. It's absolutely incredible. I want to plant bristlecone pines all over my house and around my house now, and cacti too. I didn't know those things just survive the winter, but now that I really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. But they have all kinds of cacti and yucca trees out there, and I was trying to convince Cassandra that we should get a bunch of cactus, and she was going on and on about how they're bad luck and something with the energy and the spines mess up the feng shui. And I was like, I actually think if you have a bunch of cactus in your yard, that says something important about you. And, you mean business. Screw lawns. I just want a field of cactus. Imagine that. The poor Amazon guy's coming up. Dog scares him. He's rolling around in cactus. Probably not the best idea, but it would look cool. Anyway, bristlecone pine trees. Just out there lasting forever. Growing at high elevation. Just being total badasses. Everybody's always like giving each other these analogies. Be like a bear. Be like a goddamn bristlecone pine tree. Unkillable. Last thing, balance. Bristlecone pine trees ain't balanced. I was talking to a buddy recently, and he was going on about his frustrations with the rhetoric around like work-life balance. Find balance inside of yourself. And I like this. I like this topic a lot. I think we had landed on something like basically, I'm happy to live a balanced life, said no one awesome ever. And I don't know how everyone feels about this. Probably gets people a little ruffled. But not to get metaphysical or mesophysical with the dinosaurs. Not to get metaphysical, but we were actually, this buddy I was talking to, we were actually at a wedding a while ago together. He wasn't my plus one, but we have done that. Anyway, we were at a wedding, and I saw a sign or something like that, or a plaque on the wall, and it said something like, the balance is within you. And I absolutely love this. I think this makes so much sense. I think it's a dangerous game, in my opinion. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. Half of me does. The other half says, no, don't do it. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but I think when you start playing the game of like trying to balance external things, I think that's like, it's kind of dangerous. And I just don't think it makes any sense. And the reason I say that is because if you feel like being totally obsessed with something and going 10,000 miles an hour at it, and I've talked about this before, is what's best for you and what balances you out, well, externally, I wouldn't say that's balanced. And I think if that creates balance within you, I think that's what's important. And also, I just have a strong belief that if you're going to pursue greatness, if you're going to pursue something to the utmost, it sure as shit ain't balanced. Like I said, bristlecone pine tree, living all that time. Not balanced. Someone will probably be like, well, nature's really balanced. Okay, you win. I don't know. I think about this one every once in a while, and I think there's probably more to dive in here. I'd love to talk to somebody about it. But I don't know. If you want to work 80 hours a week and you feel good because of that, work 80 hours a week. Not everybody needs that. Refill my cup. Some people got bigger cups. Some people got smaller cups. Some people's cups got holes in them. I hope you guys see where this is going. Nowhere. So if you don't want to be like externally balanced, don't be. If it levels you out on the inside, send it. That's all I got. It's an awesome day. More tomorrow.